Hi, my name is Michael Williams. I'm here today with Dominic. Dominic, thank you so much for being willing to do this. Actually, this is something that you wanted to do, and we
hmm
really, really appreciate this. So, the first thing that I'd like to do is just to ask you um, to introduce yourself, say anything about yourself that you would like, and then we'll go right into our four basic questions that we're going to discuss.
Right. Thank you, Michael, for having me. And this is an awesome thing to do. Everyone, my name is Dominic Petch. I'm 21 years old, and I signed up for Pro90d roughly about 6 months ago, and it's been an awesome experience. And I can't wait to get in. And I can't wait to get into detail on why it's been super beneficial to me and how it's impacted and changed my life.
Thank you. Thank you. So good. So let's just start. Tell us, Dominic, about who you were, how you felt, how you spoke, what your life was like pre-Pro 90D.
So pre Pro 90D, it's safe to say my stuttering wasn't like horribly bad by any means, but I had one specific problem, and actually two if I think about it. One, the main reason I signed up was because I couldn't introduce myself to people without being just being stuck, getting caught up. And so overall, I just really had a hard time saying my name. And and that first problem I had involves my second problem, which was my mindset. Every time I met somebody new, I had the mindset that I was going to get stuck. And that impacted my speech, impacted my confidence, made me want to not meet as much people, go out in the world and whatnot. So overall, throughout this course, it's really helped me just hit my fears straight on and go out on the attack.
Excellent, excellent. So yeah, I remember when you came to me that was the main thing that you said is, hey, I can't, or I have a hard time saying my name, introducing
Yeah,
myself. And so that
it's
was
great. Yeah.
impacting you in school, your relationships, your self confidence, your self esteem, and everything. So,
hmm
okay. So then, what what made you choose Pro 90D amongst all the other programs and YouTube videos and speech therapists? Why Pro 90D?
So I chose Pro 90D for a variety of reasons. Mainly when I was about 15, the age of 16, when I had a stuttering problem still, um, I I would go on YouTube and I would just type into my search bar how to stop stuttering, and then you were the first thing that showed up. And so I watched your videos from roughly about a year, and then I got obviously sidetracked. But I always said to myself, if I'm still like this, this is something I want to invest in and really have it pay off for me one day. And I think that's what it's doing. So that's the reason why I got started with Pro 90D. Um, there were there was a time probably early 2020 where I was looking into speech therapists and whatnot,
Hmm.
other ones at least.
Hmm.
And it for me, it wasn't really that hard just because I knew what you were about. I knew the consistency that you've had for years. You can go to uh, Michael Williams YouTube, and it's just for the past at least 7, 8 years he has videos. So
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
hard to pass up on.
And so, like, just a quick question about that. There's lots of other people that have good number of YouTube videos from all over the world and other programs that are out there, other organizations and companies that have programs out there. Did you ever consider any of those?
I I did, but I think like literally once I saw like maybe your first 3, 4 videos, I just got like it was just overall consistent. And so once it just seemed like there were zero flaws in this, like not to say those other people with their own videos weren't good. It's just like once I saw you and your and like what you were about, how many people you were impacting, now including myself. I mean, that's just something hard to pass up on.
Okay. So let's fast forward to now. So tell us about how you feel now, how you think you speak now, and the impact this process has had on your life. You can even share a couple of successes or examples.
Uh-huh.
So who is Dominic now?
Um, I think right now, probably the most confident I've ever been at, easily. It's almost remarkable because, like, when I signed up for Pro90d, I didn't think how much like time I would have to invest into just improving my day-to-day speech and whatnot. But for me, I've been really locked in. And so every interaction I have, whether it be with my family, at work, or whatnot, with just certain friends, I always try to, do the um, use my tools that I've been taught in using this program. And obviously, I still get stuck, like, but I know how to handle it though, and so I'm not living in such a tenseness 24/7. So um, the more positive memories I go out there and create with strangers. For example, I go out and I say my name successfully. That just gets embedded in my brain, and that's really something that's helped me get to where I am. But I'm still improving on the uphill climb.
Mhm.
One thing I finally got a job about 3 weeks ago, so that was really cool, and I was really like scared just because I haven't been working honestly since almost COVID started. So it's
Right.
kind of all new to me, but like it's crazy how long term, if you go out and meet new people and whatnot, what it can do with your speech. And it's been awesome for just like I just said, create new experience or just create new memories
Mhm.
and more positive ones. So that's something I've been doing.
So share with us, I don't know, one, two, three things from the program that's helped you the most. I know that you mentioned something that you didn't even want to tell me. You said that you
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
save it. you said you said that there's a few things, or you said at least there's one thing. I mean, I know that there's lots and lots of stuff that we can't go over, but if you can think of course, one thing, but if you have one, two, or three things that's helped you the most, share those with us.
uh well, okay. So number one, I would say what has helped me the most would have to be the daily audio. That has like it's almost therapeutic to a certain extent. Um, that's been honestly amazing. Like if I can get 1 hour a day of the audio, that's like really, really good. Like even when like I'm about to go to work or whatnot, go to a friend's house, that I just turn on the audio, and it's really therapeutic. It calms my mind, it calms my body, and it gives me the confidence to say anything I want to say when I want to say it. That's number one for sure, is daily audio. Number two, I would just say slowing down, like it's in breathing. Like I think, when kids first realize they have a they get stuck a lot when they speak. A lot of people, tell them to slow down and whatnot. And when I was told that by my parents, like, I kind of just like, yeah, okay, whatever, whatnot, but the more I slow down, the more in control I am, which you talked about this in your daily audios. You were talking about the law of control, and slowing down, making sure my airflow, my breathing, which those go hand in hand with slowing down, is your breathing and airflow. So I guess that combination for sure would be number two for me. And
So let's stick with one and two, and then if you have another one, you can share that as well. But let's stick with one and two for a little bit. I want to ask you a couple of questions about that. We'll start with two and go back to one. So obviously out there's lots of people who tell other people to slow down. People know, okay, I need to slow down. That's a huge part. It's not everything. It's not everything, but it's a huge part for people who stutter, stammer, or speak too fast, obviously, or speak fast when they're under pressure, right? So, of course, people know that they have to slow down, but the question is, how do they slow down? Do they have a process, a system, a mechanism to help them slow down? They know they should, but how do they do it? So, without your sharing any of the secrets from what I guess my question is, did you find that this process gave you the tools to actually help you slow down? Of course, I said slow down, but how did I help you slow down?
You helped me slow down with a combination of almost speaking techniques.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to, but with the breathing exercises that are in your daily audios, those are great. In the daily audio itself, I know I just spoke about this as my number one, but especially the mental passive training, which is what I've been listening to, that calms me so much to where it almost makes me slow down, which has been awesome. And then we have modeling, and that's something that's been helping me. Obviously, I don't know if you want me to go into detail on modeling.
No, but let me summarize what you said, because that's perfect. So there are specific speaking techniques that you've used that's helped you slow down. Right? It's physical. Then there's the mental side, the mindset that
it's awesome, yeah.
Right, that you've listened to the audios and self-talk that's helped you slow down. And then there's the modeling, right? By practicing the model, by speaking like your model, that has helped you slow down. So that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And and I guess if you want me to, number three is like almost having like the effort mindset. Just trying to create as much speaking opportunities as I can. And throughout the first month of when I signed up with Pro90d, I was I still had kind of my old mindset when it come to like having the confidence to go out there, make those phone calls, introduce myself with confidence, and just this past month, I guess ever since I really started working, it's been night and day. Like when I make phone calls, like for example, I'll make a phone call to GameStop to say, "Hi, my name is Dominic Petch. I pre-ordered the PS5, and I just want to see what date it's going to come out and whatnot."
Mm-hmm.
I think I've done that probably twice a week, but literally, it's just been it's been awesome to create those experiences and always remember the good. Like for example, I struggled saying my name for roughly about a year and a half, and like there's sometimes I still get stuck, but I mean, I try to flush that out and remember the times I can say it, which I literally said it 15 seconds ago. So
Right,
I want
right.
to keep memories like that inside my brain because that's gonna help me out in the long haul.
And that mindset by itself is a part of this process. It's part of the program. It's nothing new, but it's a part of the program
Yeah.
of focusing on your successes and really forgetting, for the most part, ignoring any bumps in the road, as we call them,
Mm-hmm.
any bumps in the road, because you're going to have those. We're all going to have disfluencies. We're all going to get stuck. I get stuck. I have disfluencies. Everyone does. It's just that often people they don't notice it. They don't pay any attention, so forth. So very good.
Absolutely. One thing
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
also want to add, I mean, I don't even know if I put this in the three, but it might be number one, big picture. Have a daily routine. If you're not consumed by this, if you only try this when you need to, then I don't think that this will be but like you have to be all in on this.
Mm,
You have like, yeah, that's for sure. Number one is
mm-hmm,
have a daily routine. You can't half-ass your way through this and expect results. You have to dig deep. You are going to struggle at times, but I mean, it's gonna help you become the speaker you want to be in the future. So a
mm-hmm.
daily routine without that, it's gonna be hard to get where you want to go.
That's very, very powerful, extremely helpful. And yes, that is absolutely necessary. And so many people, they don't have a daily routine, or if they do, they don't follow it on a daily basis long enough,
Hmm.
right? So maybe they have some things that they do, but then when they start to hit that dip or those
Hmm.
dips, then they start to pull back, skip days,
Hmm.
skip weeks, give up to say, oh,
Yeah.
this isn't really working. Or, I thought it was going to work, but now see, I'm still getting stuck. I'm still having
Yeah.
problems. And so then they start to pull back. That
Yeah.
you can't,
That,
that's
that's
normal.
that's where I was. There was a place in time, probably I think around like a month into Pro90d, like that first like 3 weeks, I was just like I was seeing such crazy results, and like my like I was telling you when I first got started, within like that first week, I
Hmm.
was having conversations with my friends, like my friend Ruben. I was having a conversation with him, and like I never felt so in control.
Hmm.
And then I had a little dip because I stopped because I think I got too almost overconfident. But honestly, that's not it. But it's just I wasn't going back to the basics, and I kind of um, I went back to my daily routine, and yeah, it's probably best in the long haul to stick with that. Don't abandon what got you far.
So just to be clear, for those of you that are watching this, Pro90D gives you a daily routine. It's right there. It tells you everything that you need to do. All you
Mm-hmm.
need to do is to follow it consistently, and you are going to go through your dips. That is expected.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
explained in the program. It's explained that you're going to go through those periods and that you just expect it. But if you follow it, what's going to happen is that you're going to start to uh, to see an increase and a consistency in your speech. That's where you are now. You're just continuing to
Yeah, improve. Like every conversation now, I'm locked in. It's like, it's gonna like I don't know if it's like what's that word, like a habit without thinking type stuff, because I'm still like zoning in,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I'm headed in the right direction to make it. So I'll be using these tools without thinking, but it takes time to make it permanent.
Exactly. So have you seen where it's becoming easier and more automatic for you from where you started, right? So is it
Absolutely.
easier now? Is it more natural now than it was before?
110%.
Okay.
110%.
Right.
When I signed up solely because I couldn't say my name. Like if I could say back then, if I could say my name, I wouldn't be here. But still, I try to use my tool. Like I try to use everything I've been taught throughout Pro90d, every conversation, not just when I'm introducing myself. Because if I just use these tools when I'm introducing myself, I did this all for nothing, because
Right.
you have to be you have to be consistent when
Yeah.
it comes to this.
So just a couple more things. One, and you may have touched on this a little bit, but just briefly. So it's changed your speech. It's transformed your speech. How's it changed your life in general? And then after that, uh, I believe you may have had a question for me. And then I'd like for you to.
I just got some off topic, kind of like ones I've always thought about. This,
Okay.
I think it's just one question.
All right. So we'll do that at the end.
Yeah.
So now just share with me how this may have changed your life. And then I'll ask you just to share any advice that you might have for people who are riding the fence or they're not so sure that this process actually works for people. So, so first, how has this changed your life in general?
Pro90D's changed my life, and from a just a really before this, I was really I was pretty depressed with my life. Not having confidence to go up to that one girl, not having like the confidence to go out and say what you want to say when you want to say it and whatnot. Oftentimes before Pro90d, I would literally, like, whenever I had to go out and with a group of friends or whatnot, I would have to consume a lot of, like, literally consume alcohol ease my um, to ease my body and my mind, to help me say what I want to say. And that long term is not a place that I wanted to be at, and it shouldn't be a place that you want to be at either. Before Pro90d, my whole lot, like every time I got called on in class to read or whatnot, it was very, very stressful. And I got tired of living. I just got tired of just seeing myself as a victim 24/7. It was not a place I wanted to really. I don't know. It's just before Pro90d, my mindset was it was a victim mindset, not a victor. So, um, what's changed for me has been a blessing. I'm still nowhere where I need to be at, but I'm very, very thankful that I've been improving every step of the way for the past 6, 7 months, just diving head in and facing my fears. Uh,
Awesome.
Well, what was your second question?
So, so then my last question for you is, there are people out there watching this video, both young and older, and they're skeptical, as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Does this thing really work? There are people out there who are severe stutterers, of which we have a lot, and then we have people who barely stutter at all, maybe just in certain situations, like saying their name or like when they're under pressure or when they're. So we have the whole gamut in Pro90d, from severe to not stuttering at all, but just challenges, speaking too fast or whatever. And then all the people in between, and they're wondering, does this actually work, and will it work for them? So what would you say to them? That you invested in the coaching. Some people,
Mm-hmm.
that may not be their first step. They might want to start with the self-study. Others may want to go right into the coaching because they know that's going to accelerate the process. So what would you say to those people that are wondering?
If you're on the fence, I just think you have to say to yourself, how much longer do you want to be, I guess, speaking like this? Um, from a logical standpoint, what I think would be ideal for most people on the fence is like, how can I save up a certain amount of money each paycheck to get to where I can um, afford the program and whatnot. But I just think long term for me and long term for you, it'll be your best investment, because this investment will help you for so many reasons. It'll help you when you get a job interview and you're going to have the confidence to say what you want to say when you want to say it. You're going to have confidence to go out in public, meet new people, make connections in life, which is huge just overall. You're going to have confidence to go up to that girl and whatnot. Um, Overall, it's an investment. It's a long-term investment, and it's been the best investment of my life. So I think it can be for yours too.
Thank you. Thank you, Dominic. I really appreciate
Um,
that, man. So I'm going to open it up for your, for your question.
for all these years,
Mm,
Michael, I just have a question. Like, really, I think a lot of people might have questions on this too.
right.
How how come you've never, or wait, how come you've never written a book?
Well, you know what? There's two answers to that question. One, I actually have written a book, and it's published, and it has whatever
Hmm?
that number is, ISDM, whatever the number is. It's on Amazon. I often give it away as a guide for free. It's like 66 pages or something like that. And I wrote it several years ago. So I have, it's not probably, it's time for another one. It's
It
time for another
is.
one. So,
It
and so
is.
I really, I really need to get off my ass and write
Are
another
you
book.
going to look into it?
I am going to do that. I am going to look
Really?
into writing another one. Yeah. It's just, it just takes, I know there's easy ways to do it.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. I
Uh
need to do
huh.
it. But I have, and
Uh
it's
huh.
published. It's not just well, it is a self-published, but it's published. It's out there.
Hmm.
It's on Amazon. So you can go on and search. It's called
Yeah.
Don't Try to Stop Stuttering, Replace It. Don't Try to Stop Stuttering, Replace It. So it's a official book, but
Well,
I do need to
if
write another.
since this video is officially going to YouTube, I guess you could put the link in the description of that book,
I
and then
will.
I might have to go buy it
Okay.
myself. And who knows?
You can actually get it for free. I'll put a link in there, and you can download it for free. Good.
Will do.
So, any other questions for me?
Gosh, I mean,
Think other people might have.
I I think for any questions that I don't think I have any questions. Um, but I think other people might want to know what almost just a little summary of what your story was when it came to stuttering, because my story was like, I've been stuttering since like the age of 10.
Mhm.
And then I've lived on with it, was just never really cared to fix it, whatnot. And then past 2 years go by, then I developed into like, I struggled to say my name and whatnot, which led me to sign up for Pro90d. What made you kind of like just go out there, experiment with with all these different techniques and whatnot? And yeah.
So briefly, yeah, I became aware that I had an issue with speech back in like the first or second grade when I was asked to read and I couldn't get the words out. And so I was a smart guy. I was in the smart class, but
Mm-hmm.
in terms of reading, I had a problem. So they sent me to speech therapy, which at that time didn't help me. I think speech therapy definitely can help children. It's a
Mm-hmm.
little more difficult with adults, but so I went to speech therapy and really just struggled with stuttering through my whole life, all the way up until my mid to late 20s. Somewhere in my mid 20s, what actually motivated me was there was a period of time where I knew I wasn't happy doing what I was doing, like my career at that
Mm-hmm.
time. And I knew I wanted to do something else. And the something else I wanted to do was going to require me to speak a lot. Like I wanted to be a teacher and I wanted to be a speaker and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and God kind of had a conversation about this, about, okay, kind of like Moses. All right, I feel like I'm called to do this, but I can't because of my speech. And it became clear to me that I was going to have to figure out a way to work through that. And so that that calling to serve others using my speech is what drove me to really stumble upon uh, the techniques and strategies that you see in the system today, one of which was modeling. And the other, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
would be more like affirmations and self-talk. Those are like the two
Yeah.
major. Now we've built a whole bunch of other things around that, but modeling and the self-talk were the two things that I stumbled upon by accident. Never did any more
Mm-hmm.
speech therapy. Never read books on stuttering because the internet back then wasn't around in the same way that it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing like that then,
Mm-hmm.
like 25 years ago. There was the internet. So I stumbled upon it, and that's what brought me to where I am now.
That's awesome. I feel like a lot of people are inspired by your story, including me. It's impacted many lives for the better, including mine. So there's lots of
Thank you,
people out
Dominic.
here. Yeah. So
Well,
I think that wraps up my questions. Uh,
awesome. Well,
it's
thank you
been
so
fun.
much.
Thank you for this YouTube video. It's crazy how, as a kid, when I watch it, I would watch your videos from the age of 15, and fast forward 7 years almost. I'll be
Wow.
almost kind of I don't know if words can put it in a good description, but it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome.
Well, thank you so much for not only being willing to do this, but for actually wanting to do it and contacting and say, hey, I want to do this and I want this to
Mm-hmm.
go on YouTube. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sure other people will be thanking you for years and years and years to come. So thank you for your inspirational story and your encouraging words.
Anytime, Michael. Anytime. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. So thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And today, anyone out there, you got this.
Thanks.